game tonight against Southeast Melbourne.
No, I'm pretty excited that I made 300 games. I didn't think that I'd be here for 300 games when I first arrived here in Australia, so I'm totally surprised, but I think it was one of the best moves I made.
And the milestone is even more remarkable when you consider that all of the games have been played with the same club.
Yeah, which is a little bit surprising about professional sports. I mean, because players come and go and they teams chop and change quite a bit. So I've been fortunate enough to have the opportunity to play here in LA for the whole 300 games, and I feel pretty excited, and that's something special to me.
The Sydney Kings have lost their first match of the season, going down by 16 points to North Melbourne. The Giants won 11, Maley 27 points, the Kings 95, Heel 26.
The Giants had plenty to prove. A 20-point final term blitz from Shane Heel burying them in the season opener 2 weeks ago. Coach Brett Brown had plans for Heel this time, but that didn't stop the glamour guard lighting up in the first quarter.
From a mile downtown, banks it off the glass.
Heel was hot from the perimeter, dropping 3 triples, his counterpart Tony Jensen making just 1. Pat Reedy was going to work in the low post, Bruce Bolden shooting sweetly as the scores were locked on 29 at the first change. Reedy was unstoppable under the basket in the second term as Paul Maley started to find range from beyond the arc.
Shoots over the top of Bolden.
The Giants got out by 8 points, but a late rally saw the Kings back within 5 at the long break. Sydney's offence dried up in the third term, the Kings scoring just 7 points in 6 minutes. Meanwhile, the Giants were alight, and racking up 15 points for the quarter as the home team forged a 14-point break at the last change. But the 2-0 Kings had won their past 2 games from behind and quickly pulled the deficit back to 10 points. But if there were any doubts about Paul Maley after a year off with injury, he dispelled them with a superb shooting display in the final term, finishing with 27 points. The Giants running out winners by 16 points, 111 to 95.
To the NBA, and is the latest market as the playoffs draw near. The Bulls favourites, of course, at 5-2 on. Seattle at 5s, Orlando 13-2. Interesting one, defending champions the Houston Rockets 16-1, the same odds as the Lakers, who they meet later this week.
Regular season behind to enter the cauldron of playoff basketball. The week Charlotte sacked Alan Bristow and the Nets sacked Butch Beard. Guess who didn't make it to the playoffs? It was also the week Seattle's Shawn Kemp was suspended for the first playoff game against Sacramento when he accidentally struck a referee during a fight with Tom Hammonds. Hammonds was also suspended, but Denver's season by then was as good as over. Today, by popular demand, we exhibit the team everyone seems to think will walk through to their 4th title in 6 years. Chicago. Now it's their final home game of the season, chasing another record against Central Division rivals Indiana. We know a lot about the Bulls, of course. The only new info I can tell you for this game was that Luke Longley is back after spending weeks on the injured list. But do the Pacers have any hope in the big picture? Well, they've been working up to a finals appearance in recent years. That conference semi-final win over New York last season proved they have the talent to challenge. They lost to Orlando for the conference title. This season, they were expecting, rightfully perhaps, to go one better. The X factor, of course, was the resurgent Bulls, who just appeared and looked like squeezing Indiana right out of the big picture. Well, the Pacers won't have Reggie Miller for this game. He was still out having that eye socket fixed. Pretty ugly injury. His output generally lifts this time of year, so a big job ahead for the rest of the team. Let's go to the game of the week.
Now let's take a look at the Nike starting lineups. For the visiting Pacers, Dale Davis and Derek McKee are the forwards. Rick Smits is the big man in the middle, and Mark Jackson and Haywood Workman are at the guard positions. For the home team Bulls, Dennis Rodman and Tony Kukoc are at the forwards. Luke Longley's the center, and Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen are at the guards. The head coach for Indiana is Larry Brown. The head man for the Chicago Bulls is Phil Jackson. With 70 wins in their pockets, the Chicago Bulls now focused on maintaining their dominance at home.
Scottie Pippen with a post-up, taking advantage. Michael Jordan gets it going.
But even without Reggie Miller, the Indiana Pacers had other ideas.
Rick Pierce, Smits able to get down deep.
Chicago played strong, though, as they widened the gap.
Longley on the break. And Kukoc for 3. He hit too early, and Rodman with the rebound. And here's Kerr giving it up. Jordan from
Yes, the Bulls were clicking on all cylinders.
Three-pointer. Kukoc.
Visiting Indiana stayed close with some heads-up play by Dale Davis.
Dale Davis on the recovery. Nice move by Smith. Davis with the tip.
As things tightened up, MJ seemed to rise to the occasion. The Pacers answered with rookie Travis Best, who provided a spark coming off the bench.
Nice stroke by Travis Best. And back comes Best. Nice dribble, putting the move on. It counts and the foul.
Best was a one-man scoring machine as he pulled the Pacers to within one.
Here is Best again. Oh, Best is on fire. He has scored the last 9 points for Indiana.
Feeling the pressure, the Bulls tightened up their defense.
Best with some nice move, but slapped away by Brown. Brown with the steal. Leading Bushler.
Chicago continued to run as they forced yet another turnover.
Jordan for Rodman. And Rodman able to hit, moving down the left-hand side.
But gritty Indiana just wouldn't go away as they finally took control.
Nice pass. Setting up Davis.
And so after a tough first half, the Indiana Pacers led the Bulls 52-50.
We'll be back after the break with more action, but here are some other results.
Opposing sides face up. The whistle sounds, the war begins, both on the ground and in the air. May the best team win.
11:30 tonight, see the Cannons and the Kings fight for supremacy in the NVL Mitsubishi Challenge.
We're back in Chicago for the beginning of the third quarter. Here's Marv Albert and Matt Gukas with a call.
And Phil Jackson sending out Luke Longley, Dennis Rodman, Tony Kukoc, Scottie Pippen, and Michael Jordan. Jordan played only 14 minutes in the first half, 3 of 9 from the field, 7 points and 4 assists. And the Pacers have a backcourt of Mark Jackson, Haywood Workman, up front Derek McKee, Dale Davis, and Rick Smith.
And in the championship years for the Chicago Bulls, 1991, 92, and 93, it was the third quarter that they were really always able to turn on the defense and create some havoc and get themselves going at the offensive end. And this year it has been spotty, sometimes there, sometimes not, but it's something that they always try to call on.
And a spotty start on a 3-second violation. So the ball back to the Indiana Pacers. Mark Jackson, played by Michael Jordan. Derek McKee played only 10 minutes in the first half. Goes to the spin on Kukoc. Derek McKee with his third field goal. He has 6 points, and the Pacers now lead by 4. Now Jordan being guarded on a switch by Workman. Here comes Jackson. Bulls able to get back. Workman. And Rodman to the rebound. His 9th rebound of the day. Pippen for 3. So the Bulls are within 1.
And the Bulls and Scottie Pippen would really love to see his perimeter game come back. Maybe the last time he really had it in gear was the last time these two teams met in mid-February when Scottie went for 40. Maybe he had 3 other shooting good games the rest of the way, but bothered by injuries in this second half of the season, and it's affected his perimeter game.
3-second violation now at the other end against Indiana.
Well, Dennis Rodman getting the long pass to Scottie Pippen. Scottie was able to survey the defensive transition by the Pacers. Knew he was going to take that 3 all the way. As Dennis Rodman happy as he got an assist on the play. Much rather get more rebounds, but he'll take those assists.
Jordan posting up. And Michael's been off 1 for his last 8. Stepped out of bounds. And the ball back to the Pacers. Overall, Jordan is 3 of 11.
And normally when Michael does not have that short jump shot going, he starts to find ways to get to the basket where he can get the much higher percentage shot.
2 minutes gone by in the fourth quarter. The foul on Kukoc, his 2nd.
Pacers coming out in this third quarter looking to get the ball more to Derek McKee. He is one Pacer that's going to have to pick up his offense in the absence of Reggie Miller. And many times Derek McKee, who does so many things on the basketball floor, sometimes forgets or just does not get involved enough offensively.
Phil Jackson has said, though, he feels McKee is the player who makes the Pacers tick, particularly in big ball games. Smits lost it. He thought he was fouled. Pippen for three. And it comes back to Kukoc. Here's Pippen to the drive. Oh, nicely done. Switching hands in midair and going with the left hand. So the Bulls lead 55-54. Smits, yes. Rick Smits with his third field goal. He has 8 points. Pacers by 1.
Still a good defensive job that time by Luke Longley. He took away the middle. Mark Jackson with the quick hands on Jordan, but Michael able to get it.
Jackson stole one earlier. Dale Davis able to retrieve. That was not the pass he had in mind. Jackson with the look away, picked off by Kukoc.
He looked away. I don't think he saw Tony Kukoc steal it.
Now Pippen posting up on Workman. Kukoc for three. Rebounded by Pippen. Oh, the Pacers claiming double dribble. They felt Pippen had stopped the dribble and then picked it up again. Comes to Pippen once again. Jordan says, let's settle it down. Pippen posting. What a spin. Workman actually looked like he pulled something as Pippen went around him. The steal by Pippen. Try to get it to Rodman. Pippen thought he was fouled. Here comes Workman. McKee. McKee going glass, and the Pacers up 58-55.
And that's so deflating for the Chicago Bulls. The time of possession in their end on that last sequence must have been about a minute, but when you come up empty, it is deflating.
Jordan with the spin. Yes. Michael Jordan. Hayward Workman going to get whiplash. First it was Pippen and then Jordan.
Well, both of them, Michael and Scotty, using Workman almost as a post, with him putting pressure on his forearm, leaning on him, and actually spinning off him and leaving him standing still.
Smits fouled by Longley. That is his third.
Well, here's an example of Scottie Pippen feeling that pressure and backing into it. Got away with a little bit of a hook there, unable to finish on the play. And Michael Jordan feeling that same pressure, the forearm, and just so quick, nothing Hayward Workman can do. And Hayward Workman is a quick defender.
Rick Smits now 3 of 5 at the line. Ricky Pierce checking back in.
That was Luke Longley's third personal foul. All in all, though, doing a good job, not only on Rick Smits, but clogging the lane as well. And that's going to be a big factor for the Bulls come playoff time against the big offensive centers for Longley to stay out of foul trouble, yet be aggressive and effective.
Jordan got the step and then was pushed. That won't count. Foul on Mark Jackson. His first.
And both Mark Jackson and Hayward Workman maybe just not aware that Michael is struggling from the perimeter and maybe should back off, make him make one, because now Michael's thinking about driving to the hole.
And George has come out very aggressively in the third quarter as he does hit the outside shot. 11 for Jordan. And the Bulls are down by 1. Well, Matt, if this game stays close, I don't think we will see Jack Haley on the floor. I know the Bulls players were hoping and anticipating eagerly that see his first action of the season. Dale Davis with 10 points, and the Pacers now lead by 3.
Well, you can see the competitive juice is flowing now for the Chicago Bulls. They just don't want to lose, period.
Kukoc hitting his third three-pointer. And it ties the game at 62. McKee had it broken up. It will be Indiana ball with 17 on the shot clock.
Chicago All-Star guard Michael Jordan is having another MVP season. And one of the reasons why is because he's clinched his 8th scoring title. Michael set an NBA record for most scoring titles in a career, breaking Wilt Chamberlain's old mark of 7. Let's see if he can continue his hot scoring in our Game of the Week. Left in the third. Here again are Marv Albert and Matt Guokas.
As the Bulls take a 66-64 lead. Jackson with a beautiful move. It counts. And the foul. Jackson with the step, able to penetrate, fouled by Rodman.
Well, after the free throw situation, the Bulls putting backcourt pressure on Jordan, gambling on the play, and Jackson took advantage of it, smartly drawing the bump from Dennis Rodman. And this may be one of the weaknesses for the Chicago Bulls in the playoffs against the better teams is their interior defense. How will it hold up? How will Luke Longley and Bill Wennington not only defend centers but clog the lane and protect the basket? And Dennis Rodman as well. There's not a lot of shot blocking here on this team. There is good defensive rebounding and good team defense, however.
Flying right back to put it down. And that gets the crowd going. So Jordan with 19. 12 of the 19 here in the third quarter. Jackson for Smith. Ricks with the slam. And the play at both ends has picked up considerably in this third quarter. Indiana now leads by 1 as we come up on 4 minutes to go in the third. Here's Pippen. Dale Davis rebounds. Jackson protecting the dribble. Fouled by Jordan on a reach-in.
Well, Michael getting that nice backdoor feed from Luke Longley as the defense. Dale Davis unable to get over there in the weak side in time as Michael able to take off from some distance and finish off the play. Look out below.
So 4:04 to go in the third quarter. And Michael beginning to heat up. 19 points in all. The Pacers lead by 1.
Here's the trademark triangle offense of the Chicago Bulls as the ball goes inside to Luke Longley. A little bit high right there. The backdoor cut by Michael Jordan. Weak side defense of the Indiana Pacers. Not there in time as Michael Jordan soars over Dale Davis.
Michael has hit his last 4 shots. 19 points in all, 12 of the 19 here. Kerr making contact with Jackson going for the steal. And the foul is called. That's 3 on Steve Kerr.
Larry Brown very frustrated with his team right now. The way that they're just carelessly passing the ball around. And maybe it's not that careless. It's just that the Bulls defense is starting to pressure. And they're starting to dive and cut into those passing lanes. Looking for steals as Steve Kerr and Mark Jackson. Almost in a very serious collision.
Indiana spending much time at the line. 27 free throw attempts. 17 of 27. While the Bulls have been to the line only 7 times. Pacers by 2. Mark Jackson having one of his finest all-around NBA seasons. 10 points, 5 assists for Mark here this afternoon. Well, you can see now 19 of 29 for Indiana, and they lead by 3. Just under 3 minutes remaining, third quarter. The steal by Jackson. Jackson with Jordan back, able to find Dale Davis. And now Jordan checking the floor as the Pacers get back.
And Dale Davis, a 55% shooter, normally will make that kind of basket, but that close to the basket, he's got it done.
Longley with a bad pass, and it results in the breakaway by Pierce.
So the Pacers are picking it up defensively, starting to deflect and get into the passing lane and get their own steals.
73-68. Indiana with the lead. Brown trying to get for Pippen.
Oh, that's a tough signal when you're trying to handle the ball, clapping your two hands in shark fashion.
Jackson. And the tip by Smits. Well, apparently they credited Jackson with the tip. We'll have to get another look at that one, but the Pacers do lead by 5. Longley with a pretty backdoor. Kerr rejected Rodman on the rebound.
Steve Kerr thought that Rick Smits went underneath and threw the basket to goaltend on that play. Still thinks it, but better rotation that time by the Pacer defense on that same backdoor cut. This time for Steve Kerr, who can't quite finish like Michael Jordan.
Smits and Rodman with rebound number 13. Here's Jordan going around McKee and was grabbed. He was fouled. Pierce and McKee did not want Jordan to get off that shot.
And a smart defensive play as Michael Jordan getting that neat outlet pass from Dennis Rodman, able to skirt around Derek McKee and get in there. McKee knew he was beaten badly, and you're right, Marv. Coaches tell their players, don't let Jordan dunk the ball if you can help it, and they were able to stop it here, and you heard the crowd reaction.
It puts Jordan at the line. Travis Best has checked in. He had an excellent second quarter in his 9 minutes, 4 of 6 from the field. 9 points at one stretch, hit 7 straight points for the Pacers. John Sally for Luke Longley. Solid game for Longley. So Jordan looking to bring the Bulls within 1. We come up on a minute to go in the third. And the ball back to Chicago.
Larry Brown confused on that pass attempt by Derek McKee, who normally makes good plays in the middle of the floor. He had Ricky Pierce wide open in the left corner, but he spotted Best on the right side, thinking he had a layup situation, but Best didn't cut hard enough.
Rodman with another offensive rebound. Here's Kerr for 3. Steve Kerr, 2 of 3 from downtown. And he's given the Bulls a 77-75 lead. Pierce thought he was fouled. Thought he got a good chop from Pippen. 25 seconds to go in the third. Kerr for Jordan off the mark. And back comes Best. 15 seconds in the quarter. McKee works it back out. Down to 10 seconds. Indiana looking for a final shot of the quarter. Dale Davis. Turned back by John Sally. Oh, put hole and counts. Good reaction by Dale Davis on the short shot from Antonio Davis. So after 3 quarters here at the United Center, the Bulls and the Pacers are tied at 77. Here's another look at it. The shot coming up short. Dale Davis followed it right throughout and was able to beat the buzzer that ended the third quarter.
Here's Marv Albert and Matt Guokas with a call.
Fourth quarter underway. Marv Albert, Matt Guokas, and Ahmad Rashad from Chicago. The game tied at 77. Here's Ricky Pierce. Rebounded by Judd Bushler. Bushler with Kukoc and Sally up front. Kerr and Brown at the backcourt. Well, Kerr is now 2 of 4 from three-point range. Here's Best putting moves on Bushler and ends it with the finger roll. Beautiful play by the rookie Travis Best. He has 11. Pacers 79, the Bulls 77.
Well, Travis sparkled in the first half with his ability to handle the ball and get to the basket. Right now, the Bulls are a very small team out of the floor and could have some problems on the defensive rebounding end. John Sally really the only strong rebounder, if you can call him that.
Nice fake by Kukoc. And able to hit after to the pump to tie the game at 79. Tony Kukoc with 13. Michael Jordan sitting down. Played 26 minutes, which is more than he said he'd play. The recovery by Dale Davis. 14 points for Davis, along with 8 rebounds. Pacers lead 81-79. Sally able to get to it on the deflection, and a foul is called. Dale Davis called for his second. This is the rookie from Iowa State, Fred Hoiberg, getting some playing time today. Second round draft pick. Spent most of the season on the injured list. Derek McKee is back, and Dale Davis sits down.
Well, Larry Brown did not like the matchup with Antonio Davis trying to guard Tony Kukoc, and at the other end, I'm sure Phil Jackson did not like Tony Kukoc trying to guard Antonio Davis.
Here's Brown. Kukoc thought he was fouled by Farrell. Indiana with the ball. They lead by 2. That's a travel. Antonio Davis called for steps. Well, the Chicago Bulls will open up the playoffs against the Miami Heat. And the way things stand right now would be Indiana against Detroit. The steal by Farrell. Farrell giving the Pacers a 4-point lead. And again, Phil Jackson is unhappy, taking a long walk, trying to cool off as his Bulls trail 83-79. 2 minutes in, fourth quarter. The Pacers 83, the Bulls 79. Indiana Pacers have won 6 of the last 7. They're doing it without the injured Reggie Miller. Shot clock down to 2. Oh, nice move by Kukoc to bail out the Bulls.
That's the Jordan Pippen role. When the offense doesn't turn anything up in the first 23 seconds, give it to your best playmaker, and that's Tony Kukoc out on the floor right now.
Derek McKee has found the range. 6 of 8 from the field. He has 12. Pacers 85, and the Bulls 81. The lead for Kukoc. Randy Brown combining with Tony Kukoc, and it's a 2-point Indiana lead.
It was an excellent pass from Randy, but Tony Kukoc with those long arms and hand control, able to guide that ball into the hoop.
Antonio Davis watched by John Sally. Judd Bushler guarding Dwayne Farrell. Farrell shooting. Sally rebounds. Brown pulls it back. Brown and Kerr at the guards. Kukoc, Sally, Bushler up front. Phil Jackson getting a long look at several of his bench players here this afternoon. Shot clock at 5. Bushler from Kerr.
I don't think Judd realized how open he was and how much time he had. He tried to catch and finish all in one motion.
Farrell. And kept alive by the Pacers. Here's Farrell. Loose ball foul called by Ken Mauer. It is on Kukoc, his third.
Both teams very alert that went over play to make those backdoor cuts and make the passes. And the reason Randy Brown able to get this one up there, no ball pressure from Fred Hoiberg. Nice play, Tony Kukoc.
8:12 remaining in the fourth. We'll be right back with 3 and a 20 remaining. Indiana 3 full timeouts and a 20. Same for Chicago. The well-traveled James Edwards going to the line. Tony Brown leading the NBA in this department with 9 different stops. Edwards with 8. Some interesting names on that list. Ron Behagen, Len Chappell, Ricky Green, your good friend Cleggy Hermson, Ron Oldham, Walt Wesley. And the game is tied at 85. I would think very shortly we will see the first figures for the Bulls. Bushler broke it up. Sally posting. Edwards for Bushler. Trying to get it to Sally. Last touch by Chicago.
Well, one of the things that the Pacers and a lot of other teams in the league try to do against the Chicago triangle offense is keep the ball out of the two post areas. The low post on the ball side, and then what they call the ditch post, which is in that elbow area high on the weak side. And if you do that, you can break up the timing of the offense.
Here's Best. He got the step. It counts, and the foul. Travis Best with 13. That is a career high, and he will go to the line.
Well, Larry Brown has to be thrilled with the kind of game that Travis Best is having. The Indiana Pacer organization has high hopes for this young man. Of course, it's going to take a lot of playing time to get that experience, and he got some of it this season. But the big problem for the Pacers as they head into the playoffs next week is how are they going to manage without the play of Reggie Miller. And I don't think Larry Brown is finding much out today in that area.
Ball was poked out of bounds. Reggie Miller recovering from the eye socket surgery. No telling as to when he will be able to return. And Brown is fouled. It was blocked. On Hoiberg. 6:55 remaining in the fourth quarter. And the Pacers lead 87-85. Indiana gunning for their 51st win. They've won 6 of their last 7 and some impressive victories during that streak over Miami and Detroit. Atlanta, win at Orlando. It'll be a jump ball. Indiana coming off a loss to the Pistons in their last game Wednesday night. Pistons on fire, 52% from the field, 12 of 22 from three-point range. And then Doug Collins sat down both Joe Dumars and Grant Hill Thursday night here in Chicago, and they were walloped by the Bulls. If things stand right now, it would be Indiana-Detroit in the first round of the playoffs. Best for Hoiberg. And the Pacers lead 89-85.
Judd feels very comfortable from beyond the arc. Got off to a terrific start of this season shooting the three-pointer. He got a lot of playing time early, not that much in this second half of the year.
Eddie Johnson, he's up front with Rick Smits and Antonio Davis. Smits, and he drew the contact, foul call.
Judd Buechler and Steve Kerr, a couple of Arizona Wildcats, working a little pick and pop play with Judd Buechler not rolling to the basket, just staying behind the arc as he's Michael happy to get the three to keep this thing close. I have a feeling Michael would like to get back into this ball game to try to help his team and this crowd pull off this victory.
Smits 4 of 6 at the line, and the poor free throw shooting has really hurt the Pacers. 19 of 31 at the line, 61% at the foul line.
And Rick Smits, normally a 79% free throw shooter.
Able to adjust on that second shot. Indiana 90, Chicago 88. The Bulls seeking win number 72. Brown took the shot from Smits. And for Rick, that is number 4. Indiana over the foul limit. Randy Brown in his 5th season from New Mexico State. Signed as a free agent. Comes off a season high of 16 the other day against Detroit, taking that shot from Smits. Several weeks back, a game against the Sixers, Randy Brown provided a scare, collapsed. Turned out to be from dehydration, was all right, able to bounce right back. And he has won himself a spot on the playoff roster.
And the thinking is that he could be valuable in the first round against a player like Tim Hardaway, who's the floor general, does such a good job of running the offense for Pat Riley's team, not only in fast break situations, but in penetration in the half court as well.
Edwards able to take advantage of the miss by Brown, and the Bulls now lead by 1. What do you think? Phil Jackson going to stay with the second team? And Best hit the deck. He was fouled. Well, we have 5.5 remaining. Bulls by 1.
Pacers power forward Dale Davis has had to pick up his offense since Reggie Miller was injured, which is why he's among the league leaders in field goal percentage. Davis is currently 5th, converting on over 55% of his shot attempts. Let's see if Davis can continue to score at will in our game of the week. We're back in Chicago for the conclusion of our game. The Pacers lead at 96-91.
2:45 to go. Fourth quarter. Tony Kukoc is back. Here's Kerr for 3. And rebounded by Eddie Johnson. Travis Best for Fred Hoiberg. Open shot for Johnson. And the Pacers have opened up a 98-91 lead. It's their biggest lead of the game.
Well, Phil Jackson has played strange lineups throughout this game, and it's part of the problem that the Bulls have had. And this is not a typical Bulls lineup that would be on at crunch time.
Kukoc. And the rebound swept by Dale Davis. The Bulls have missed their last 6 shots. Antonio Davis is fouled. Antonio Davis fouled by Tony Kukoc. And he'll go to the line. 2 of 4 at the line. Indiana looking for their 20th win on the road. That would be a franchise record. 19-21 on the road.
Normally, as the lineup on the floor at this part of the game, you'd have Steve Kerr, Tony Kukoc, and of course Michael Jordan, along with Scottie Pippen and Dennis Rodman, at least for defensive sequences. But right now, Longley and Buechler getting the call.
Jordan unable to hit the 3. Kukoc pops it right back. Jordan again. The Bulls are 10 of 24 from downtown. They are trailing by 5 with a minute 40 remaining. Can of defense. Johnson, Best. Shot clock at 6. Shot clock. That lifted with a steal with 1 on the 24. Kukoc for 3. The Bulls are within 2. With a minute 10 remaining in the fourth quarter. Can they rally to make it a home record of 40-1? Eddie Johnson. Rebound, Michael Jordan. Chicago ball. Within 2. Jordan puts the move on. Game at 99. 45 seconds to go. Fourth quarter. Best played by Kerr. Hoiberg. Johnson. 8 on the shot clock. Half-minute remaining. Fourth quarter. Shot clock at 2. 1. Johnson forcing. Rebound Jordan. Game tied at 99. 20 seconds remaining. They will hold for a final shot. 10 seconds. Here's Jordan. And rebounded by Davis. Hoiberg for Johnson. Time running out. And he's blocked by Jordan. No, foul is called. Hugh Hollins with the foul call. No time showing on the clock. Let's see if they adjust that. Well, Hugh Hollins, no stranger to controversial calls. You flash back to the playoff series between Chicago and New York. A critical call then against the Chicago Bulls in favor of Hubert Davis and the New York Knicks. They had just put 0.5 of a second back on the clock as you take another look at it.
And Michael Jordan right up there getting the left hand up to challenge the shot by Eddie Johnson, who was saying he got hit on the wrist. A lot of people will say hand is part of the ball. Michael Jordan right up there, and Hugh Hollins with a good angle on it. Michael very unhappy with the call bar. But what I really enjoyed is both coaches letting their teams play with the furious comeback effort of the Chicago Bulls.
Johnson, an excellent free throw shooter, just under 90% from the line. And he's given the Pacers a 1-point lead. Indiana 100 and Chicago 99. Michael Jordan continues the discussion with Hugh Hollins as a timeout is taken with 0.5 of a second remaining. So Eddie Johnson, who is just under 90%, 1 for 1 today, and yes, that's exactly what he does. As time has, the Indiana Pacers, the only team to defeat the Chicago Bulls twice this season. Chicago trying to call timeout. Did they get the call? Pacers were walking off the floor. The horn sounded. Hugh Hollins and Tommy Nunez discussing it. The Bulls felt that they called timeout.
Well, they're putting up 0.3 of a second, which means it would have to be a tip. But actually, Judd Bushler got the rebound and wheeled and tried to throw a length of the court shot.
So, now they say 0.2 of a second remaining. We'll be right back. All right, we're set to go. 0.2 of a second remaining. It must be a deflection. Can't be a clean shot. And a delay of game is taken by Smits. Larry Brown checking the alignment. Delay of game warning for the Pacers. And Larry doing some helpful work. Puts it in front of Bob Slick Leonard, the color commentator for the Pacers. And now Kukoc looking to throw it in for a tip. Here it is. Well, it hit the rim. Yes, that will do it. And the Boston Celtics remain by themselves in terms of best home record of all time at 40-1. The Bulls 39-2.
So the Bulls finished with a 39-2 home record. That was the best in the league. But the loss, of course, meant the Boston Celtics retained the record for the most home wins in a season by just 1. It was interesting, too, that in a post-season poll, coaches almost unanimously agreed Chicago's weakness in the playoffs would be at centre. And that's a pretty direct criticism of Longley, Wennington and the backup Edwards. But of all the coaches, it was Indiana's Larry Brown who most respected Longley and co. A legitimate call, I guess, given Rick Smits is no slouch. The Pacers, incidentally, went 8-2 in their last 10 games. Here are the final standings, starting with the Atlantic Division, where Orlando was third best in the league. A 4-game winning streak to finish the season. New York and Miami rounded out the only qualifiers for the playoffs in that division. Philadelphia, incidentally, had the second worst record in the league, finished their season with a win. Central Division, Chicago 33-8 on the road. Sensational performance along with their home court McEwen. Airtime later today with Tim Bailey. That's NBL. I'll see you again for more NBL on Sunday Basketball. Bye for now.